Hey, it's me, Spiker, contributing in this video. I am turning MHA villain into Sith Lords. I am going to be doing all for one, Tomoyasu Shigaraki, Shigo Tenko Shimura, and Dabi aka Toy Todoroki. I hope y'all enjoy this video. Roll intro, and let's get into this video. Let's go! Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. This one we're looking at is actually Sith Lords. First one, Force for One. Name, Force for One. That's also his Force ability. Side, Sith Lord. He is one of the most powerful Sith Lords this universe, this galaxy has ever seen. He is very close to, some very powerful, Sith Lords, like this one guy who can disassemble stuff and reassemble stuff like that, stupidly easily. He has the unique ability to take someone's force ability for himself, and it's extremely dangerous. The way it works is it taps into the thing that allows you to use the force and actually extracts them and takes them out of your body, making you forceless, basically. What he can also do is use it himself. Let's say he were to take someone's force ability, like Katsuki Skywalker's force ability, Force Explosion. He would then be able to create lightning and cause an explosion as well. He is an extremely dangerous villain. He's also the one that gave Force Smite the injury on his gut, but in that same fight, Force Smite also punched the guy so hard in his face, it's a permanent mess, and his voice box got so badly damaged that that doctor literally had to take it out, repair it with some tech and with the foundation of the organic bits. And then it was too big to fit back in his neck, so he put it on his chest. And there's now a tube leading from it down his throat, so he can actually talk. But he also has a breathing apparatus on his face because the punch in his face messed his face up so bad he can have trouble breathing at times. Still a very dangerous Sith Lord villain. Now, for this one, I was going off of All for One's face and breathing apparatus, and I was trying to incorporate some elements of Darth Vader's face and breathing apparatus as well. Hence the little helmet bit right there, and the red lightsaber. And I was going after a little bit of armor, so I copied the main idea for the top armor piece of Darth Vader, but I made it look somewhat like the chunk of All for One's tuxedo. Hence the little flaps right there. It's an overall okay character design, and the background was just something I just came up with because I thought it looked really neat and cool. So let's get to the next one. This next one we're looking at is the successor to Force for One. Name, Kylo Shigaraki. Side, Sith Lord. Well, side, Sith. And Force ability, Force Decay. Whatever he touches with all 5 fingers or with the Force has the chance of being decayed. The way it works on his fingers is if he touches with all 5 fingers, the Force ability will activate and start to decay it by using the Force to go in and break apart the atoms. Well, the bonds that hold the molecules together anyways. That will slowly start turning it to dust. But he only had every now and again he will switch the glove over to one arm, to one hand, but he also has a spare in the other hand, in one of his pockets. The spare glove is something like an animator would use to wear over their hand in order to protect their hand from the injury. He just uses it to where he won't decay his own lightsaber. He has a mask like his master, except it's just for decoration. It looks very similar in some parts, but it doesn't really serve a function except for facial protection, and so he can hide his identity. He's a very, very smart individual, although he acts like a kid at times. One time, he actually, where was I? Oh yeah, he's a very dangerous individual, and he needs to be dealt with as soon as possible in order for the people not to take over this world, this galaxy. Okay, for the, General Shigaraki or Tenko Shimura, whatever you want to call him, I did my best to go off of, Kylo Ren's name by Kylo and Shigaraki. It's not really a fusion per se, but fun fact, Hiroki Hitoshi, I already know this, if you watch some other big YouTuber stuff. You would know that he is actually a big fan of Star Wars. He literally based all of this off, MHA, off of Star Wars. So it's kind of funny that I'm doing this. I also saw that, I think that when he was making Shigaraki, he was inspired to make Shigaraki from, Kylo Ren, especially that tantrum scene, because from what we know, Shigaraki, it sort of acts like a kid, throwing that tantrum, saying, no, you're cheating, whenever they defeated the Nomu. He sounds like a kid when he was throwing that tantrum. Editor's notes-wise, drawing notes, nothing much, just, I really hope I could do better on this design. It's not my personal favorite, it's an okay design. The next one is my personal favorite, it's the most detailed one I have. Let's get to the next one. Just wanted to say that I do plan on coming back to make more of these types of videos, but next video is most likely going to be either me combining more of my MHA elementals and golems, or combine the first video of me combining my MHA golems, dragons, and elementals into one. I hope y'all look forward to those videos. Now let's get back into this video. Let's go. Okay, this next one we're looking at is someone that was the firstborn of the second strongest Jedi hero there so far. His father's ability was to create flames using the Force, called Force flames, but they are more like hell Force flames because they're so hot. The number 2 Jedi hero is actually a giant douchebag. He abused his kids, and he finally got his 4th one, who is relatively strong. He has the ability to control both an ice part of the Force and his father's firepower. But his first son is known as Dobby Rigo. Dobby is actually Toya, forget his name. It's actually Toya Rigo. But he doesn't really tell anyone his last name because they would automatically recognize him as the missing Rigo sibling. He's on the side of the Sith, and Force ability is Force Cremation. Similar to his father's ability, it actually, the lightning makes a pale blue flame that can burn pretty much anyone in its path. And extremely powerful. He doesn't really have good control over it, hence the burning of some of his skin, like his underneath his eyes. His mother has an ice ability, so he wasn't really. So he got the ice body. He got body made to withstand extreme heat, extreme cold, but he got a very powerful fire force ability. So the force abilities caused him to get burned pretty severely. For this, you basically mostly base this off of what was it? Toyota Roki, aka Dobby. And Rigo is just a random name I found while just going through a random generator of Star Wars character names. Rigo sounded good, so I worked that in, and I worked in the fact that Toyota Todoroki is Dobby in the anime, so I worked that in for his backstory as well. Also, yes, Endeavor's a huge douchebag to me. He's gotten a little bit better in the anime, but he's still not that good. I also gave this guy a pale blue lightsaber, but it's still supposed to be evil looking. So, that's all the Sith Lords of today. Before we go, I just want to say this video was inspired because today is Revenge of the 5th. Until next time, subscribe to Ignorance Backstorming or Demos Alliance. Goodbye and peace out.